Welcome to the deep dive. We're plunging into some really fascinating territory today.
We are.
Guided by the source material from Marilyn Gordon's book, Healing is Remembering Who You Are.
That's the one. And this deep dive, it's really centered around a pretty profound idea, actually,
Yeah.
that healing isn't just, fixing something broken from the outside. It's more about remembering.
Remembering.
Yeah, remembering and reconnecting with this deep, powerful core within us. A core, the author says, is, well, fundamentally whole already.
Okay, inherently whole. So our mission here is to really unpack that. What is this essence the book talks about? Why do we lose touch with it? Seems like we do. And crucially, what are the practical techniques, the insights the author offers for coming back to it?
Right.
How can this inner work help us navigate challenges like suffering, past hurts, difficult relationships, maybe even physical pain? Let's start there, maybe. Defining this core concept.
Okay. So the book describes this healing essence as a strong inner core, something everyone possesses. It's not something you have to get or achieve. It's already there. It holds qualities like unconditional love, deep wisdom, and this inherent strength.
Like our true nature, then.
Exactly. Yeah, presented as a natural state of elevated consciousness, something perhaps we knew more intimately as babies,
Before life happens.
pretty much. But as we grow up and our focus shifts to developing a personality, interacting with the world, dealing with external expectations, that natural connection can become, well, dimmed, covered over.
And when that connection dims, what's that experience like? According to the source, what does that disconnection feel like?
Well, the book suggests it can manifest as these really deep feelings of loneliness or abandonment, maybe depression, or just this pervasive sense of a lack of love. Lack of love for ourselves or feeling it from others. It's seen as the underlying source of a lot of our surface level struggles.
Like what kind of struggles?
The anger, chronic illness, the grief, those feelings of unworthiness. The insight here is that underneath all that stuff, the essence, the part with the capacity to heal, it's still present. It's just buried.
Right, which brings us back to the title. Healing is remembering. It's such an interesting frame. Not fixing, not seeking external solutions, but specifically remembering this deep inner core.
Yes.
The one that got covered up by life, conditioning, all those layers of personality we built.
Exactly. The emphasis is totally on an internal process. It's about going directly to this place of inherent love and understanding within you.
Okay.
The idea is that from that inner space, you can dissolve the barriers. The old programming, the hurt, the fear, whatever is obstructing your self-knowledge. It's like peeling back layers, basically.
Oh, good.
Peeling them back to reveal the essence that was always there.
So it's less about becoming someone new, maybe fixing flaws, and more about uncovering who you've always been underneath it all.
Precisely. That's it. And the book makes a really powerful point here. When that essence is freed up, it sort of shines a light on the weaker parts, maybe the neglected or wounded parts of your personality.
Right.
And this illumination, it can transform them, either integrating them into wholeness or maybe allowing them to dissolve if they're just not needed anymore. The author really presents this not as traditional therapy, but as a kind of homecoming,
A return to your true self.
a return to who you really are. Yeah.
Okay, but life undeniably includes suffering and pain. We can't ignore that. The book doesn't ignore that, right? Which feels important.
No, definitely not. It confronts suffering directly, but yeah, with a unique perspective. While acknowledging the pain is real, it suggests suffering is often more than just a purely negative experience.
How so?
It can be a challenge, maybe a powerful prod towards growth, even a tool for our evolution, in a way.
That can be a really difficult idea to grapple with when you're, right in the middle of real pain. How does the book frame suffering as a tool?
Well, it suggests that the difficult lessons life brings, whether that's illness, family issues, financial struggles, loss, they can be opportunities. Opportunities to learn qualities like compassion, inner strength, fortitude, acceptance, how to truly love unconditionally maybe, and how to find inner peace even when things outside are chaotic. The insight is that these challenging experiences, if we allow them to move through us, not get stuck in resisting them,
Right.
they can actually be a cleansing and deepening force.
So it's not about liking suffering, definitely not, but about what it might be able to teach you.
Exactly. That's the frame. It's presented as something that can connect you to the common human bond of suffering. We all experience it. And it can also help break through those rigid barriers of personality, letting you access deeper layers within yourself.
Okay.
There's a quote highlighted in the source material that really captures this. It says, "Your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding."
Ah, the breaking of the shell. It suggests suffering can literally crack us open to greater awareness.
That's the idea. It can break down those defenses.
And the book offers some pretty compelling examples, doesn't it? About how consciousness can shift the experience of pain.
It does, yeah. Like that powerful story, I think you mentioned it, the man on the operating table needing emergency surgery, but there wasn't enough anesthetic.
Right. Intense.
Yeah, the pain was immense. But he consciously shifted his awareness. He went to a sun-filled beach he remembered from childhood, and he just like played there in his mind
While the surgery was happening.
while the physical surgery continued, yeah. But for him, in that moment, it became this distant, almost painless dream. It's a striking example, maybe extreme, but it illustrates the book's principle. Our internal state dramatically impacts our experience of reality, even physical reality.
Thinking about those personality layers and that shell the quote mentioned, the book talks about how we get programmed, right? Especially as children, by negative judgments. Those messages like, you're not good enough or you'll never amount to anything.
And the key concept the book presents here is the idea that as adults, we have to take some responsibility, not for receiving those messages, but for internalizing them and, continuing to believe that negative programming.
Ah, okay. So it's not blaming us for what happened, but saying we have power now.
Exactly. It's suggesting we hold the power as adults to choose whether we continue to carry them, whether we let them define us.
So the insight is that carrying those beliefs forward is actually a choice we can unchoose.
Precisely. The opportunity, and it's available like right now at any moment, is to consciously disown that programming, to recognize it's not the truth of who you are.
And remember your real identity instead.
Yes. Remember your genuine identity and worth. It's about affirming, no, that old story isn't true. I am a great human being, and within me is love. The book really emphasizes that this disowning, this remembering, is part of accessing your own inner healing power.
The source material also touches briefly on some bigger spiritual concepts like karma or destiny in this context.
It does, yeah. It suggests, from its particular perspective, that life includes lessons. Maybe lessons we've brought with us from the past, or lessons our soul sort of agreed to work through in this lifetime.
Okay.
So these difficult experiences aren't framed as random or like punishment, but more as necessary lessons. Lessons needed for our growth, our evolution, fitting into some larger picture.
And running through this whole journey, like a thread, is the concept of love.
Yes, absolutely central. But it makes a distinction, an important one, between human love and the love that resides in our core essence.
Okay, how are they different?
Human love is presented as a crucial teacher. It often shows us about attachment and where pain can arise from that attachment, right?
Definitely.
But the love you connect with in your core essence, that's described as infinite self-acceptance. Infinite self-love. It stems from recognizing yourself as an integral part of the universal energy.
That feeling of connection.
Yes. Knowing that, as the book puts it, the same molecules of life energy vibrate within everyone and everything else.
And why is cultivating that infinite self-acceptance, that self-love, so vital for the healing process the book describes?
Because it's about remembering your inherent value, your worth. The book insists that you have a purpose, beauty, dignity, greatness, regardless of what life or other people might have told you. Healing, fundamentally, is remembering these profound truths about yourself. The author even suggests that illness or pain can sometimes be a signal.
A signal of what?
That you're out of harmony with these truths. Perhaps a physical manifestation of needing nurturing, or maybe being stuck in a negative vibration, unworthiness, anger, confusion.
So not blaming yourself for being sick, but exploring the connection.
Exactly. It's not about blame at all. It's about exploring the potential mind-body connection from this unique perspective, seeing if there's an emotional root that needs attention.
So if someone is listening to this and they're feeling that disconnect, maybe they're wanting to start this process of remembering, where does the book suggest it actually begins? Is there like a prerequisite?
That's a great question. The book highlights something absolutely crucial. It calls it the healing decision.
The healing decision.
Yes. It's described as something that comes from deep within you. Often after a long period of struggling, when you finally just had it.
Yeah.
Had it with a situation or a pattern.
Like reaching a breaking point, maybe?
Yeah.
An undeniable internal click?
Exactly. And I'm ready to change this no matter what kind of state. The source material suggests it's really difficult, maybe even impossible, to achieve lasting healing without reaching this internal point of readiness, which, interestingly, is often preceded by a period of denial, a time when you just weren't ready to look at it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It uses this metaphor of a tree in the forest that's leaning like really precariously. You just reach a point where, viscerally, that you have to move. You have to get out of the way before it falls on you. That's the decision point.
Okay, so assuming someone reaches that I'm ready, click, that decision point, how does the book suggest they actually do this inner work? What are the practical steps presented for accessing this essence and starting that remembering process?
Right, the how-to. Well, the book presents a variety of practical approaches, and it emphasizes that this kind of healing, it can be done with a guide or a therapist, sure, but also very effectively on your own.
Okay.
It even notes that sometimes just reading about these techniques can start the healing process, kind of plant a seed.
And is there a foundational technique, something that underpins a lot of this inner exploration?
Yes, definitely. Deep relaxation is absolutely key. It's described as a natural, everyday state we all experience anyway.
Like what?
Like those moments right before you drift off to sleep, or when you're completely lost in a great book or a movie.
Yeah, totally absorbed.
Exactly. It's a state where the busy, analytical mind just quiets down a bit. And that allows access to deeper levels of consciousness, your inner world, where this essence resides.
So it's not some weird mystical trance state. It's actually a natural state we can intentionally cultivate.
Precisely. That's the point. The book offers simple ways to induce this state. Things like focusing on deep, slow breathing or counting down slowly in your mind, maybe imagining yourself in a favorite, peaceful place, or consciously relaxing different parts of your body one by one. Using guided recordings can also be really helpful for some people. The insight here is that the path inward often starts just by quieting the external noise and the internal chatter.
Yeah, makes sense. Quieting the noise. And once you're in that relaxed state, the book describes different ways of working with that inner world, right?
Yeah.
One really powerful principle seems to be nurturing the inner child.
Oh, yeah. This is really rich area for uncovering those layers of past programming, past hurt. In a state of relaxation, you can visualize yourself at a younger age.
Like a specific memory.
Maybe a specific memory, or perhaps just an age when you experienced a particular difficulty or felt like you weren't fully seen or nurtured. The technique involves the adult you, right now, interacting with that younger self in your imagination.
Okay, how would that interaction actually work? What would you do?
Well, it's really about bringing compassion and love to that younger part of you. The book suggests visualizing, holding the child, maybe stroking their hair, or simply being present with them. You might talk to them, validate their feelings, say things like, "It's okay you felt scared then," or "It makes total sense you were angry about that."
Yeah.
Offer the comfort, the support, the understanding that maybe they didn't get at the time.
Right.
The insight gained from this kind of work isn't just about revisiting the past. It's about providing the healing energy now, in the present, that was missing back then. And that helps free the adult you from carrying that old wound forward.
So like seeing that little 7-year-old who was upset about the new baby brother.
Yeah, exactly.
And realizing it wasn't just sibling jealousy. Maybe it was a real feeling of displacement, of loss that needed adult reassurance and love, which you can give now.
Precisely. You give it now.
Yeah.
That connects beautifully, actually, to another fascinating concept the book explores, working with subpersonalities.
Subpersonalities, what are those?
Yeah, the idea that our personality isn't just one single monolithic thing. It's more like it's comprised of different parts or subpersonalities.
Okay.
The book suggests these parts often formed in childhood or maybe in response to specific experiences. And while they might try to help us cope, their methods can sometimes be, well, destructive or limiting.
Can you give an example?
Sure, like the pleaser part, the one who sacrifices their own needs to make everyone else happy. Or the part that overeats for comfort when feeling stressed or sad.
Ah, okay, I see.
So in relaxation, you can identify these parts.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll appear as images or just feelings, or maybe even have names like the critic or the worrier.
Right.
And the work is about understanding their intention. Usually they're trying to protect you or meet some unmet need, giving them acknowledgement, compassion, and then perhaps guiding them towards healthier ways of operating or integrating their energy.
So the insight is realizing these aren't just flaws to be gotten rid of.
Exactly. They're parts that need understanding and integration, not condemnation. They're trying to help, just maybe not in the best way.
The book also talks about gaining perspective on others, particularly people who may have caused hurt in our lives.
Yes, and this can be a really powerful path towards releasing resentment, maybe even towards forgiveness, if that feels right.
How does that work?
The technique, again, often done in relaxation, involves seeing the people who hurt you, perhaps parents, family members, others not just as the adults who caused pain, but as children themselves.
Seeing them as children.
Yeah. The insight comes from contemplating what their lives might have been like, what forces shaped them, what wounds did they carry, recognizing that their limitations, maybe their inability to give love or be healthy, were often rooted in their own pasts.
Hmm.
Seeing them as wounded children can foster compassion. And importantly, it helps you internalize that their behavior wasn't necessarily a reflection of your worth,
Right.
but more likely a product of their own journey, their own pain. Like that example of seeing an unaffectionate mother as a child who was maybe brutalized herself, that can be transformative. It helps you see it wasn't about you.
Wow. So these techniques, they aren't just about feeling a bit better temporarily. They're really about gaining some profound insights into ourselves, our patterns, our relationships.
Absolutely. They are tools for gaining perspective, for accessing deeper truths. And the book describes other tools too, like using visualizations and metaphors.
Like what kind of metaphors?
Things like imagining a golden ball of healing light, filling areas of darkness or pain within you, or visualizing healing water, washing away negativity, old emotions, stress. It also touches on the idea of regression. Not necessarily literal past lives, although some might experience that, but more about re-experiencing the roots of an issue. Sometimes that manifests in symbolic or metaphorical ways that still provide deep insight and release.
And the concept of witness consciousness seems pretty crucial for observing all this inner activity without getting lost in it.
It really is. The book emphasizes learning to step back. You can do this in relaxation or even try it during daily life. Just observe your thoughts, your feelings, external situations, almost like watching a drama unfold on a stage.
So you're not denying the experience.
No, not at all. You're just gaining a detached perspective. The insight is that this creates distance. It prevents you from being completely overwhelmed or feeling like a helpless victim caught in the story.
And it gives you choice.
Exactly. It allows you to choose your response rather than simply reacting automatically from that old programming or those triggered emotions.
And is all of this inner work ultimately connected to physical well-being too? Does the book make that link?
It certainly explores the mind-body connection, yes. It suggests that physical discomforts can sometimes hold metaphorical meaning.
You mean like,
Well, like that classic example of a stomach ache being related to something that's hard to stomach emotionally, or pain in the back maybe relating to feeling unsupported.
okay.
Now, the author includes a really important caveat. Not all physical symptoms are metaphorical. Some are purely physical and need medical attention, obviously,
Of course.
but exploring the possibility of a metaphorical link, doing that from this inner relaxed state, can sometimes reveal hidden stress or emotional connections. And when those are addressed, sometimes the physical symptom can lessen or resolve.
That makes a lot of sense. So these are just some of the approaches the book covers for actually doing the inner work. It really sounds like it's about giving you a whole toolkit to access that inner essence.
Exactly. That's the feel of it. The key message is that the power, the resources for healing, they're presented as residing within you, already there.
Right.
The book offers this menu of approaches, deep relaxation, working with inner imagery like the inner child or subpersonalities, using visualizations like light and water, gaining perspective on others, cultivating the witness state, exploring the mind-body link, even techniques for working directly with physical pain, like observing it objectively or imagining it changing color or dissolving.
It really keeps coming back to that idea that you have the innate power to heal yourself just by reconnecting with your true identity.
That is absolutely the core message. Recalling times you felt strong or creative or deeply loving, finding a symbol that represents your essence to you, using positive affirmations while you're in that relaxed state. These are all ways the book suggests to remind yourself of that powerful, loving core, that essence that is your birthright. The ultimate healing experience, according to the book, isn't even about achieving something dramatic. It's simply knowing that essence is you.
Wow. This deep dive into healing as remembering who you are offers such a, I don't know, a hopeful and empowering perspective.
It really does.
That the resources we need for healing aren't necessarily out there somewhere, but accessible right here within us, just waiting to be remembered, reconnected with through these different forms of inner work.
It truly shifts the focus, doesn't it? From thinking, I'm broken and need to be fixed, to I am inherently whole. I just need to peel back the layers that are hiding that truth from myself.
Yeah. We really hope this exploration encourages you, the listener, to maybe explore these ideas further for yourself. Perhaps start with something simple, like practicing deep relaxation for a few minutes each day,
Mm,
or just beginning to gently observe your own thoughts without judging them quite so much. See where that connection with your inner core might take you.
absolutely. Because as the inner guide, Samuel beautifully puts it in the book, and this is a powerful thought to end on. No matter what you have been told or what you think of yourself, you are worthy of the greatest love. Within you is divinity and true inner worth.